Oh, this
is the nicest transition to a rap, period.
I've been waiting for 6 minutes!
You arrived at 2, you owe me a hot chocolate!
I never agreed to that!
Hello.
Hello.
Alright, y'all ready to react to EXO?
Yo.
It's one of the first groups I ever listened to, actually.
You're now reacting to the boy group EXO and 2 songs off of their 2019 album called Obsession. Lyrically, Groove is a traditional pop love song. The members sing about the affection they feel for their lover, and the couple expresses their feelings through dance, which allows them to cross from reality into dreams. The song is composed by Hyuk Shin, Blair Taylor, and Jisoo Park.
Oh. What meter are we in? What the heck? It's tuple.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Oh.
It's that little thing. The drum hits on the up. It's on the end of 4.
I also like how they're trading off between chords that are all together and then chords that are being rolled in the vibraphone too. Gives it a cool feel.
Oh!
It's got the groove.
It's so stylish,
yeah.
But it doesn't sound like it's trying really hard to be trendy.
It kind of feels like I'm going into a trance, you know?
I'm okay with
it. It's like hypnotic.
Whoa. The introduction of the B natural in a D minor chorus. What?
Yeah. So smooth.
Woo!
Yeah. A lot of suspensions where they just
that? Who's that? Who's that just now? Yeah, right. This is great. This is super
chill.
Like luxurious, you know what I mean?
Grooves.
Yeah.
His voice is super soft, but like rich, you know?
Yeah.
It just gets into a different level, a different vibe, a different color each time it transitions.
Yeah, it just like keeps looping and looping and looping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got that effortless cool, you know?
Exactly.
If it was too active, it wouldn't have that effortless cool.
Exactly.
Repetition is good when used right.
Ooh!
Hello.
That's interesting. No, I like with the piano they have like the syncopation. Da 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 da. I love the syncopation. I feel like there's more movement because of that, but at the same time, it's like more consistency.
And now without the syncopation, it's like, whoa.
Oh. Ooh. Oh. That was unexpected. We're using suspensions.
Can you put mutes on your voice?
Ah! Flute! What? Wait, so the vocal line is completely taken over by a flute. That's super
Was this the other vocal line? Was this what he was singing before too?
Yeah.
Oh god, if they like did a little improv on the flute, that would have taken it to the next level. Like throw some jazz flute in there. They've been really milking that interval though.
That's cool. That it's the same 4 notes, but it's just moved over a little bit, so it still sounds fresh. And it's down the octave for the voices and then up, but still it's like the same thing.
I love that. Ooh, that's a nice ending. With that really like meaty.
I liked it. I thought the chorus was really interesting. It was not what I expected it to be. It was a lot more, I don't know, it's interesting. I was getting like Valentine's Day vibes the whole time. Okay, just hear me out. Like the sections where it was just like strings, but then for some reason, like when it approaches the chorus, you think like it almost builds up like it's gonna be like a heavier drop, but it's not. It was just really chill, and the percussion in the background was like just doing like offbeats. It was like dun, 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 dun. Even the way they were singing, especially like up when they were like singing really high in their head voices and like doing kind of melismatic stuff up there, like they could have like belted stuff, they could have like gone crazy, but it was kind of just like very relaxed.
Yeah,
like
that's
warm.
one thing. Their voices are super rich, but it has like this soft like texture to it.
Yeah, they weren't trying to be piercing ever, which I kind of liked. It was very chill.
It transitioned so often and so well to different kind of themes of the same thing, and it had different elements that gave it a new flavor or color each time.
I thought that there was this, I think near the end, there were like these strings that were suspended, and they were in charge of mostly the harmony, or it sounded like strings. When the harmony changed, that's when we felt like there was no like explicit rhythmic drive, or like a percussive drive, and that it was just like, you just hear just like pure harmony and you feel like you're floating, right? But then it's so interesting because the articulations are like masked in a way where like when they move to another harmony, it's like not completely noticeable. You feel movement, but it doesn't feel like because you're on like a strict meter, even though there is a strict meter, obviously, but like it just doesn't feel like it's strict meter because you're not feeling the subdivisions. You're just kind of like floating between the harmonies, and you're just kind of like being pulled along, you know?
I actually read a study about what makes something groove and what makes something people want to dance. And apparently the secret is not like how much layering you have, like 16th notes or filling big beats and then off beats. It's actually all about syncopation and finding the right amount of syncopation that's like still grounded enough, but also surprises the ear enough. So you have to fill in the rest of them with your body. Like if I keep going dot 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 dot, that would make your brain like say, wait, there are things missing, and so your body would sort of naturally get into this move of filling in those beats that are missing in the music, so that just makes you dance. I
liked the use of like timbres. I think that was my favorite part, is that there's the vibraphone that goes through the whole thing, and you know, the vibraphone is an instrument that just like is electronified in a way that has reverb, but then there was a lot of reverb placed on the voices of the members of EXO, so like their voices had a lot of like wispy echo afterwards, which kind of matched what the vibraphone was doing. So the sounds of the two were really similar, and then they had some like synth strings come in that sounded the same too. So it just sounded like this very like airy washy thing. And then at the end, when there's like the chorus where it's the flute playing instead of a singer singing, like the flute cuts through that texture really, really well because it's so much higher in timbre and it's also like a lot triller. So it's very surprising and really cool when that happens because like your ear has gotten used to this sort of timbral world and suddenly there's something that breaks with that.
And it feels more expansive too, having it be up like in the higher registers and also pure tone.
We are now reacting to the title track of the album Obsession, called Obsession. The song expresses how the group feels about sasaengs, aka stalker fans. The lyrics describe how these fans act and the fear the actions cause the members to have. SM describes the auto-tuned call and response in the song, a conversation between the warring parties. For the video, EXO goes back to their roots and with the doppelganger concept and like, you know, how like they have powers in Mama and stuff. The new group, EXO, is the dark side of EXO, showing how obsession changes a person and brings out their worst characteristics. The song is composed by Dwayne Abernathy Jr., Christy Stallone Gallo, Isaiah Epperson, Adrian McKinnon, Yu Young-jin, and Ryan S. Jun.
We hear that name a lot.
McKinnon, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I get it, because it's the number of composers.
That was not intentional.
Oh, those are the stalker fans.
I like how inorganic it feels, how synthetic that is. Yo!
Oh my god, this is real creepy. Just the production value of this is so high.
Did you see the abs? Did you see those abs? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god, demonic vibes!
Yeah, I love the auto-tuning. It's the auto-tuning and this like makes a really nice mix. Oh, do you hear those changes?
Step back.
Those chord changes.
I love that.
Throwing some major in there. But I like how they don't make it a big deal. It's almost like they're just switching up the third just for, you know, ornament's sake.
Oh, this is the nicest transition to a rap, period, that we have seen. No.
Love the harmony too.
Yeah.
I know things out.
Wow, this is like subtly violent. All these arrows and bows and.
I like that addings out. Is it like, it's a different, tickles your ears in a different way than their voices do. Unfiltered.
Ooh.
There's like a voice up there.
Damn. This production value. Oh wow, this is a way different vibe.
Oh.
I love these makeshift chords.
Fuck it up.
Fuck it up.
Wow. And there we are. There's Adrian. They really like explore all timbres and range of voice.
Do you hear these chord changes? Yeah.
Interesting.
The mixture, the tonal mixture.
Ooh, that fifth. Wow, this part just keeps on building.
Oh god, they can dance. Ugh.
I like that ostinato they put in there, that I want you.
I want you. And it's like the female voice,
Yeah,
which is like the highest thing that you hear.
Oh, did they just twist their own heads at the end? Jeez.
Yeah. Neck break.
It's a little graphic. All right.
Breakdown.
Yeah.
Bit of a twisted choice in choreography.
Oh.
I like how they had that and the dark, creepy voice on the bottom. Like they had both.
They had both of it, like both sides of the creepy. No, I like how inorganic it felt because it kind of dehumanizes the voice, but it also makes it like it could be anyone's voice because it's so modified. It's so modified, and it's so like since it's an ostinato, it's so repetitive that it really drives home that kind of like I think their message is really clear. I was like, is it fan versus fan? Like, no, that's EXO saying like, back off. There's too much right now. And I thought it was great. It was super empowering. They're really strong in their stance, and I feel like they're able to, with that, like, express their power and their freedom to say this is not okay. I feel that.
And then like the relaxed, like the like pretty part.
Yeah.
I was like, is this the fans' perspective where they're like just so delusional and they're like, oh, it's just so like flowers and roses and like.
Was it that?
Flowers are roses.
I thought it was like I thought it was that
confused, like we don't like we still love our fans, but like we don't want this. So.
Slash like it, they love them. That produces their success, and it's in some ways flattering, but like it's not healthy.
The last third of the song literally makes me forget anything about that structural analysis that I usually do, because they're just adding these vocal intervals and harmonies, and they're building up on it, and it just feels very spontaneous, and it just takes me out of that pop song analysis mode, and I really dig that.
Yeah, and the bridge was adventurous, but the way they got back to the chorus was like so freaking smooth. Like I wanted to break it down, and then I also didn't want to because it was just so nice to like listen to it and just be cruising with the song. But also, like you said, it's spontaneous. That's what I love about it, because the beat is pretty simple, and like the idea of like the song is pretty simple.
Yeah, see if the flute line from Groove had a little bit of that.
Yeah, and it felt like the vocal line was just really like, I don't know, just decorating it, and they were just singing whatever they wanted. It felt like improvisatory in that way, and it was just so chill.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how to like put into words or what I even think about that. It was just, I don't know why, I just couldn't take my eyes off of it the entire time. I couldn't think or do anything about it. It was just like shzhunk, and the music was in my head, and it was like, and I don't know, I just completely lost what was going on. It was crazy. Hypnotizing, exactly.
I don't generally like a super filtered auto-tuned sound, but I think what they did here is really cool, and I actually really appreciated the use of it. I especially liked, there's this sort of like ostinato thing that happens through the whole song, and an ostinato is just like a repeated rhythmic motive that just kind of repeats and repeats and repeats, and usually is underneath things that change. So there's that like thing that starts at the beginning that's like the I want ya, I want ya, want ya, I want ya.
Yeah.
And it's like very filtered, so you can tell that it's saying like words, but it's filtered enough that it also kind of functions as like a rhythmic, sort of more like melodic thing.
Because the syllables are stressed in the ways that make the I, and the one chakota sort of just roll off the syncopation.
And also to have it sort of filtered, it sounds really grungy and really cool.
I don't think so.